Show.
So I really like horses. I really, really, really freaking like horses. Let me show you guys. I'm a big fan of horses. Like, they resonate with me for some reason. They hit close to my heart. Every time I see a horse, I feel like, wow, that horse is literally me. I see them doing like the stupid shit that they do, and I'm like, man, that is quite literally me. It all started when I did equestrian 2 years ago in my final semester of high school. I was not allowed to do equestrian for the first 3 years of high school because my band teacher would always be like, you can't do equestrian. You're in 2 ensembles. And I'd be like, no, please, no, I know, but I can get to ensemble on time if I ride horses. And he'd always be like, no, you can't get to ensemble on time if you're riding horses, even though everybody else does sports. For context, everybody at my high school had to do an activity after school. So we'd have classes from like 8 to 3, and then we'd have to do an activity from 3 to 5. I usually did varsity mountain biking, because, you know, look at me, I'm a proud varsity athlete. We just didn't have a junior varsity team, but shh, don't let the liberals tell you that. And then in the fall, I would do the musical. I wouldn't actually be in the musical though, because I would just be in the pit orchestra. Because, fun fact, I played trumpet for 12 years. I was slaying, I was killing it. I was like, I was like Lupin Armstrong the Third or whatever. But anyways, enough of that. Who the fuck cares about the trumpet? We're here for horses! We're here for horses! I love horses, yes! But then in my 4th year and my final year of high school, normally I do art activity in the spring, but then my band teacher quit to join a different school. He fucking cheated on us. How could you do this to us, man? You were so cool. Except for the fact you wouldn't let me go in equestrian. Like, that kind of sucked. But, no, I got it anyways. So my passion for the beautiful creatures known as horses started when I joined equestrian for the first time, back when I was just in my final year of high school. None of the senpais liked me because my dick was like 3 times the size of theirs. And I'm also really autistic, which turns people off because people really hate autistic women for some reason, even though we're the most funny and gentle and loving people on earth. So into equestrian I went, and I was greeted by so many beautiful horses. They all looked at me with their gorgeous eyes and their silly little faces. God, I fucking love horses so much, can't you tell? Look at the way they stare off into the distance like they just watch you get shot. I love them. Did you know that, like, horses love to, like, press each other's noses together? But then half the time they do this, they're just chill about it, like, yay, I fuck with you, heart emoji. But the other half they do it, they'll just literally touch noses and then they'll go into like a fucking hissy fit. Why do they do that? Can somebody tell me why they do that? So each of us were assigned to a beautiful horse, and the horse I was assigned to was Sage. She was a beautiful brown horse, and she was a fucking asshole. She was an asshole when I first met her. Oh my god. Horses are dicks sometimes. My horse, literally, I'd be like riding her, and she'd just be like, for no reason, she'd just be like, and it would throw me off my balance, and then because of that, I would fuck up like constantly. And it's like, bro, I'm just trying to learn how to ride you. Stop being such a hater. But with time, we both grew to respect each other more. I would brush her mane. I would clean her hooves. I would ride her 4 days a week. I learned how to go in a circle properly. I learned how to trot. I learned how to open a gate. It was awesome. Over time, she really saw that I truly love this horse from the bottom of my heart. Like, I've never realized how beautiful horses are until I've been up to them in person, and I've been brushing them, and I've been feeding them little snacks. Dude, this one horse, I was feeding him a treat, and he just was like... He ate my hand. He ate it. He fucking chomped on that shit. I was like, ow, 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 ow. He was also enormous too. Like, look at this behemoth. Dude, I love that dude. His name was Loki. Oh my god. I love that guy. I love that guy. I hope he's doing big things in life. Also, the other horses were so funny too. And there is this one white horse. I think his name was Chespin. His name was definitely not Chespin. I just don't remember his name. He was just a goofy little guy. And the character development I saw between Chespin and his rider was like amazing because he was this traumatized horse. He was like a workhorse for the Amish and they were like treating him like shit. They gave the horse to the person running the program and they're like, yeah, he's traumatized as shit. They did something to like his ears. They were like pulling on his ears or something because like he wouldn't allow anybody to touch his ears. But then his caretaker, we'll call her Cashews. I don't like to use people's real names in these because I think that's kind of when I first met Chespin, he would just stare at people all the time like all horses make that face, but he really made that face all the time and he'd get startled by everything. But like all horses get startled by everything, but he was like super extra about it. He wouldn't want anybody to touch his ears or anything either, and he didn't really like being pet at all. But over the time, like Cashew like was like connecting really nicely with him, and he like opened himself up to Cashew and was like, wow, Cashew ain't so bad. And like she was able to like start petting him, and by the end of the session she was even able to like pet his ears and he liked it. And oh my god, it's such a beautiful story. I love that horse so much. He would still stare off into the distance, but like he'd do it in like a less scared way and more of like a dumbass way like every other horse. God, I love horses so much. But yeah, my experience with equestrian was genuinely life-changing. When you get to ride a horse a few days a week, you really get to bond with that horse, and you really get to know what they're like. They are such beautiful and intelligent animals, and they're so funny. They're so goofy. This one horse we rode with every now and then, I forgot his name. Let's call him Jersey J. The moment he'd stop getting attention, he would just like stomp on the fucking ground, and he'd be like, and the instructor would be like, no, Jersey J, don't do that. No, Jersey J, no. And then he'd just look at her and be like, oh my god, he was so sassy. And he'd love running. He'd love running so much. He'd just run and run and run and run all the time. Dude, that dude just loved to stim. I love to stim. You know how I stim? I stim by spinning around. Like, I love to spin. Look at this. I love spinning. Oh, I love spinning. I love spinning. Oh my god, I forgot this trick. I love spinning. I love spinning. Oh, this is awesome. This is freaking awesome sauce. But after spending time with horses for a whole semester, I came to a realization. Horses love stimming. Horses will stare off into the distance for no reason. They are so sensitive to loud noises especially, but they're also sensitive to like a bunch of things. Like if you pet them wrong, they'll be like, woo! Also, horses have comfort foods. Horses love little treats. They love apples. They love carrots. They love these little treat things I give them. And they love their slop. They eat the same thing every day. They either eat their slop or their little treats. Do you want to know? Do you know who else this applies to? Every time I see a horse, I feel like, wow, that horse is literally me. You guys might not believe me. You might not want to believe me. You might choose not to believe me, but choose wisely. Because horse brains and autistic brains, we are one and the same. Are you telling me that's not literally me? Look at this. 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 Look at